Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopijana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Gopijana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Parima Jagacharya Shtotra Satashi Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Shri Prabhupada Ki Prabhupada Ruga Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Nitai Gaur Premananda. All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees. All glories of glories of glories to Shri Shri Guru and Guranga, all glories to Shri Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita briefly. Ye chai tadvera gori charana bandana pratame samanye kori mangala charana. Reading from Adi Lila chapter 1 text 33. I therefore worship the lotus feet of these six diverse deities of the one truth by invoking their benedictions. Vande Guru Nisha Bhaktan Isham we finished this. Mantra Guru Arayata Siksha Guru Gana Tanhara Charana Age Koriye Vandana. I first offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my initiating spiritual master and all my instructing spiritual masters. Purport Srila Jiva Goswami in his thesis Bhakti Sandarbha 202 has stated that uncontaminated devotional service is the objective of pure Vaishnavas and that one has to execute such service in the association of other devotees. By associating with devotees of Lord Krishna, one develops a sense of Krishna consciousness. Thus becomes inclined towards the loving service of the Lord. This is the process of approaching the Supreme Lord by gradual appreciation in devotional service. If one desires unalloyed devotional service, one must associate with devotees of Sri Krishna, for by such association only can a conditioned soul achieve a taste for transcendental love and thus revive his eternal relationship with Godhead in a specific manifestation and in terms of the specific transcendental mellow, rasa, that one has eternally inherent in him. If one develops love for Krishna by Krishna-conscious activities, one can know the supreme absolute truth, but he who tries to understand God simply by logical arguments will not succeed, nor will he get a taste for unalloyed devotion. The secret is that one must submissively listen to those who know perfectly the signs of God, and one must begin the mode of service regulated by the preceptor. A devotee already attracted by the name, form, qualities, etc. of the Supreme Lord may be directed to his specific manner of devotional service. He need not waste time in approaching the Lord through logic. The expert spiritual master knows well how to engage his disciples' energy in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Thus he engages a devotee in a specific devotional service according to his special tendency. A devotee must have only one initiating spiritual master, because in the scriptures acceptance of more than one is always forbidden. There is no limit, however, to the number of instructing spiritual masters one may accept. Generally, a spiritual master who constantly instructs a disciple in spiritual science becomes his initiating spiritual master later on. One should always remember that a person who is reluctant to accept a spiritual master and be initiated is sure to be baffled in his endeavor to go back to Godhead. One who is not properly initiated may present himself as a great devotee, but in fact he is sure to encounter many stumbling blocks on his path of progress towards spiritual realization, with the result that he must continue his term of material existence without relief. Such a helpless person is compared to a ship without a rudder, for such a ship can never reach its destination. It is imperative, therefore, that one accept a spiritual master if he at all desires to gain the favor of the Lord. The service of the spiritual master is essential. If there is no chance to serve the spiritual master directly, a devotee should serve him by remembering his instructions. There is no difference between the spiritual master's instructions and the spiritual master himself. In his absence, therefore, his words of direction should be the pride of the disciple. If one thinks that he is above consulting anyone else, including his spiritual master, he is at once an offender at the lotus feet of the Lord. Such an offender can never go back to Godhead. It is imperative that a serious person accept a bona fide spiritual master. In terms of the Shastric injunctions, Srila Jiva Goswami advises that one not accept a spiritual master in terms of hereditary or customary social and ecclesiastical conventions. One should simply try to find a genuinely qualified spiritual master for actual advancement in spiritual understanding. Ye rupe Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath. My instructing spiritual masters are Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Sri Bhatta Raghunath, Sri Jiva Goswami, Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. Ye Chai Guru Siksha Guru, Ye Yamara, Tana Sabhara Pada Padme Koti Namaskara. These six are my instructing spiritual masters, and therefore I offer millions of respectful obeisances unto their lotus feet. By accepting the six Goswamis as his instructing spiritual masters, the author specifically makes it clear that one should not be recognized as a Gaudiya Vaishnava if he is There are innumerable devotees of the Lord, of whom Srivas Thakur is their foremost. I offer my respectful obeisances thousands of times unto his lotus feet. Advaitacharya Prabhura Amsha Avatara Tangra Pada Padme Koti Pranata Amara. Advaitacharya is the Lord's partial incarnation, and therefore offer my obeisances millions of times at his lotus feet. Nityananda Rai Prabhura Swarupa Prakasha Tanra Pada Padma Bando Yandra Munidasa. Srila Nityananda Ram is a plenary manifestation of the Lord, and I have been initiated by him. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto his lotus feet. Gadadhara Panditadi Prabhu Nija Shakti Tan Sabhara Chana Mora Sahasra Pranati. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the internal potencies of the Lord, of whom Sri Gadadhara Prabhu is the foremost. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Swayam Bhagavan Tanhara Padara Vinde Ananta Pranama. Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the personality of Godhead himself, and therefore I offer my innumerable prostrations at his lotus feet. Savarane Prabhure Kuriya Namaskara Ye Chai Tenho Yai Che Kariye Vichara. Having offered obeisances unto the Lord and all his associates, I shall now try to explain the six diversities in one. There are many unalloyed devotees, purport, there are many unalloyed devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all of whom are considered associates surrounding the Lord. Krishna should be worshipped with his devotees. The diverse principles are therefore the eternal paraphernalia through which the absolute truth can be approached. Om Tat Sat. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Puriraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhaddeshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 11, text 16. Evam pravartate sargah sthiti samyama evacha gunavyati karad rajan mayaya paramatmanah. You should have a board and you should write the shloka. That is the system I already told. And they have to repeat it. Please repeat. Evam pravartate sargah sthitihi samyama evacha gunavyati karad rajan mayaya paramatmanah. I am reading from Canto 4, Chapter 11, text 16. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. Manu continued, my dear King Dhruva, it is simply by the illusory material energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and by the interaction of the three modes of material nature that creation, maintenance and annihilation take place. Purport. First, creation takes place with the ingredients of the five elements of material nature. Then by the interaction of the modes of material nature, maintenance also takes place. When a child is born, the parents immediately see to its maintenance. The tendency for maintenance of offspring is present not only in human society, but in animal society as well. Even tigers care for their cubs, although their propensity is to eat other animals. By the interaction of the material modes of nature, creation, maintenance and also annihilation take place inevitably. But at the same time, we should know that all is conducted under the superintendence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Everything is going on under the process. Creation is the action of the Rajoguna, the mode of passion; maintenance, the action of Sattva-guna, the mode of goodness; and annihilation is the action of Tamoguna, the mode of ignorance. We can see that those who are situated in the mode of goodness live longer than those who are situated in the Tamoguna or Rajoguna. In other words, one is elevated to the mode of goodness, is elevated to a higher planetary system, where the duration of life is very great. Urdhvam gachanti sattvastaha. Great rishis, sages and sannyasis who maintain themselves in Sattva-guna, or the mode of material goodness, are elevated to a higher planetary system. Those who are transcendental even to the material modes of nature are situated in the mode of pure goodness. They attain eternal life in the spiritual world. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurummilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna-prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namani. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatadeshakarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gauravakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Evam pravartate sargah sthiti samyama evacha gunavyatikarat rajan mayaya paramatmanah. Manu continued, my dear King Dhruva, it is simply by the illusory material energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and by the interaction of the three modes of material nature that creation, maintenance and annihilation takes place. In the Bhagavatam, the absolute truth is described. Janmadyasya yataha. From that absolute truth, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadhyasayataha, everything is coming. And understanding what is that absolute truth. That is the goal and aim of knowledge of the Vedas. So here it is mentioned that for people inside the material world who are under the creation, under the modes of material nature, it is a special arrangement is made. And a special arrangement is made with great effort. There's a lot of things that are going on before that thing happens. In other words, the creation is very elaborate. It is designed. It is designed for the conditioned souls according to their various desires, according to their false egos, according to their previous karma. All this is taken into consideration. They design a place for them to be enjoying matter and at the same time trying to understand what is that absolute truth. This is what is the arrangement. This arrangement is made by Krishna. Specifically for us. Because we are rebellious conditioned souls. We rebel against the Lord. Therefore we are here. This first important information you must understand. We are not all very nice people. This you must understand. Very simply put, we are not all very nice people. You may put a vibhuti, put a kumkum, a tilak and a nice mala and look very nice and look in the mirror and say look very nice. But actually whoever is inside this world has done the big mistake of going against God. Not a negative thing to think. It is a positive thing to understand that you have done something negative. You know, you cannot become toxically positive. Everything is positive. No, everything is not positive in this world. Dying is very negative. Positively about death, a definite thing is going to happen to you. So the certain facts you must understand nicely. You are here because you are a criminal. Jail you have done something wrong. You are imprisoned. You have done a crime. That is why you are inside the jail. For everybody who is outside the jail, they can see that this fellow has done something wrong. He is inside the jail. So, people who are outside the jail are telling this. You are inside the jail. The jail is the material world. It is created specially for you, special security forces. 3 modes of material nature. And you are inside that. First you must understand you are inside a jail. Then you will ask why I am inside the jail. You did this crime. What crime I did? Krishna Bhuliya Bhogavancha Kare Nikatastha Maya Chapatiya Kare. You forgot Krishna. You turned your face away. Krishna Bhuliya, forgot. Bhogavancha Kare. And you decided to enjoy separately from Krishna. Bhoga means without offering to Krishna enjoyment. That is Bhoga. That is, without offering to Krishna, without recognizing Krishna, without recognizing the absolute truth, I want to do on my own. This is what is material life. The moment you do that, Jabatiya Maya Dhare. Maya will hold you inside in the prison under the 3 modes. This we must accept that I am Kaidi. I am tied up with the 3 modes. I am a prisoner. Inside the prison house, you can go around saying I am liberated in the 4 walls. I am free. I can walk from this corner to that corner. I can count the number of bars. I can shout. I can yell. I can do what I want. Who said I am not free? You can go ahead because the jail warden will not say anything to you. You can say what you want from inside. If you come outside, I will beat you up. Inside, you tell what you want. You can even scold the warden. You can speak ill of the Prime Minister. You can do anything you want. Inside the jail, you do what you want. So sometimes inside the jail, what you think in your own life, in your own world. Manorathe nasati dhavato bahi. You're driving the chariot of the mind and you think you're free, but you're not. But you're not. So this situation is created for you, and the Lord takes pains to create it for you. You must understand that. How? How? Just like you take pains to build the jail, the extra security. For super high criminals and all that, they will even bind them up, their face and all that, because they are so wild, they'll attack people. Such serial killers and all that, they are tied up, put in a straight jacket. They can't move their arms also. That is how they are kept. Prison, inside the prison also they are kept like this. Why? Super high criminal. High security. They are kept inside. So some people are in high security. Also similarly inside this material world. So I don't want to go into the detail. But all this arrangement is made by the Lord's external energy. It's mentioned here. The Lord has got a special energy. It's called the shadow potency of the Lord. Chaye vayasya bhuvanani vivarti durga ichhan rupam abhyasya cha ishtate sa govindamadi purusham tamam bhajami. So Vyasadeva saw in his meditation after Narada Muni told him, he saw this entire thing because he's supposed to write the Bhagavatam. So what he was given as darshan is, he saw the Lord and his very beautiful form. He saw everything emanating from the beautiful form of the Lord. He had this vision. You know the story of Vyasadeva, how he has written the entire Mahabharata, the Vedanta Sutra, the Puranas, compiled everything, and he became dissatisfied. Rasa. He was wondering, why am I dissatisfied? Why is dissatisfaction coming after so much of devotional service? There must be some reason for this. So he was thinking, what did I write? What is needed? So an extremely intelligent person and a pure devotee, an extremely intelligent person. So he started thinking, what is wrong? Why am I feeling dejected? Why am I feeling morose? Why am I feeling dissatisfied, despondent? So, as he thought, he saw that I think I have bestowed describing the Supreme Personality of God directly. Indirectly, I have said many things, but directly I have not described the Supreme Lord. Maybe that is the reason. And Narada Muni appeared to his Guru and chastised him and told that you have written so many things, everything very nice. Why do you not directly tell about the Supreme Absolute Truth, Krishna? What's your problem? Directly telling. Indirectly you have done so many things. All the rituals, all the karmas, all the gyan, all this thing of Brahman conception, everything. They did not explain directly about the Supreme Lord. And that is what is required for people. They should directly have an opportunity to contact the Supreme Lord. And you have not done that. That is not at all good. So Vyasadeva asked questions and then he understood. So his spiritual master Narada Muni went away. After that, he went into deep meditation according to what Narada Muni instructed him. In that meditation, the Lord appeared. Krishna appeared. So the truth is this. He showed him his beautiful form, Satchitananda Vigraha, Venum Varanta Maravinda Dalayata, very beautiful form he showed. And along with that he saw all the energies of the Lord, all the expansions of the Lord, the avatars of the Lord. He saw everything. He saw the Lord's Chit Shakti, the Lord's Maya Shakti as a shadow of the Lord, shy of the Lord and being behind the Lord. But in front are all these other energies. And he saw the Lord's incarnations, his amshas, his plenary portions, the Vishnu manifestations, everything he saw. He also saw the living entities struggling inside the shadow energy of Maya, suffering, thinking all sorts of things which is not true, and suffering. And then he saw Bhakti, he saw devotional service, he saw how Bhakti is so wonderful, and the solution to people in the material world struggling is Bhakti, devotional service. And he saw how Bhakti's great qualities are so great that Krishna is fully in tune with it, and Bhakti even controls the Lord. He saw all these things together, described in Bhagavatam very nicely. He sees all these things together. That is the time he sees the living entity struggling inside Maya. How hopelessly, helplessly they are struggling. Then he understood that actually they don't need to struggle. The whole reality is this. They have accepted an illusory reality. And because of the acceptance of the illusion, they are suffering. They are not situated in the real. They are situated in the illusion, therefore they suffer. Because they are all part and parcel of Krishna. They don't have to suffer. In this way he could see it. Anartha upasamam shakshat bhakti yogam adokshaje lokasya ajanato chakre sarvata samhita. He could see anartha upasamam shakshat. That anartha, unwanted things, the living entity is accepted. He has forgotten himself. And because of that he is accepting unwanted things. And he is suffering. All this suffering has got nothing to do with him actually. It won't really affect him. But he has accepted the illusion. That illusion makes him suffer. That illusion makes him suffer. And then he could see the solution is, I should describe the Lord. That's how the Srimad Bhagavatam was born. It was born out of the dissatisfaction of Vyasadeva. Born out of the dissatisfaction of Vyasadeva. In this way, he gave, this is a solution to get out of Maya. To absorb yourself in the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is filled with the pastimes of the Lord and His devotees. If you simply hear Srimad Bhagavatam, if you simply chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, the absolute truth. You will become firmly fixed in the truth. Then anything in this material world will not trouble you. That is mentioned. Tada rajastamo bhavaha kama lobha dayaschaye chetete anavatam sthitam sattve prasiddhati vidyate hridayagranthis chityate sarvasamshayaha kshiyate chasya karmani drishta evatmanishvare. The process of how you will get free and how you will be situated in the truth, definitely if you follow this Bhakti Yoga process, is explained very nicely in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So Vyasadeva thought that this is the cure for them. This is the only cure. This is the only cure. They should absorb themselves somehow or the other in Krishna and perform Bhakti. That performance of Bhakti, that is the single most important activity that the conditioned soul can do. That will get him out. Somehow or the other they should perform Bhakti. Not karma, not jnana, not yoga, but Bhakti. All these other things are equally entangling also. You will slip out of the main purpose. But if they directly renders devotional service, they will get out of the illusion. First is to identify the problem I have, that I am in illusion and I don't know it. It's the first problem. Next, you should not try to solve the problem yourself. Because you are inside the jail. This is a big mistake people make in spiritual life. First of all, understanding that you have a problem, understanding that you are in illusion takes a very long time. We are in constant denial. No, everything is alright. No, I'm alright. I'm fine. I'm perfectly alright. All people with mental health, they say that this is a problem with them. They will never agree that they have a problem with their mind. There's nothing wrong with mental health. You see, just like you break your hand, you have to go to the hospital, set it right, and put it, everything become all right. You cannot go around the office and work and everything with a broken hand. People think, what's wrong with you? Everything hanging like this. You have to go to the hospital and get it repaired. It's possible to do these things. But people don't understand that similarly on your subtle body also you can have an accident. You can have a problem. They deny it. No, nothing wrong. We can see it's something wrong with you. You can take a cure for it. You can take a treatment. No, nothing wrong with me. It's nothing, it's normal only. Hand breaks, mind goes off. There's perfect, nothing wrong with me. Don't talk like that. The Prabhupada gave the example of, Bhakti Siddhanta Sri Thakur gave the example of this world is like a prandalayam, asylum, madhouse. When the doctor goes to give the injection to the patient in the madhouse, he'll say, why are you giving me injection? Nothing wrong with me. I'm perfectly alright. And then he will try to climb the wall and fall down. What's wrong? There's nothing wrong with me. And then he will try to fly. And they said, please take this with me. Don't, nothing wrong with me. And there are so many guys like this, each one thinking one thing inside his head. And avoiding the doctor. So the doctor knows all of you are mad. You definitely need this injection. And they fight with him, attack him also. So he goes with two people who are just going to help him to do this. So he said the world is like that. When we go to preach, people will say, what's wrong? I don't need God. Everything is all right for me. God is needed for somebody who has got some problems in life. I have nothing wrong with me. It's not required. You're mad. You don't recognize that you have a problem. You should first accept I have a problem. For that you need to be counseled and told, see, please, there's nothing wrong in having a problem. But the worst thing is to think I don't have a problem and deny it. Then you can never solve the problem. Actually, the problem is not the problem is you. You are the problem. Understand? So it's very deep, this illusion. When speaking about the illusion, it's very deep. Don't think it's I'll blow it, it will go away and all that. No. Everything that you're thinking is illusion. Including the fact that I am an illusion. That's also an illusion. Because you're thinking through your mind. You're thinking through the material thing. That's why you need another person to tell you, listen, you are mad. That is our psychiatrist. He's a doctor, he comes and says, you are definitely mad. This is the report of you. These are the things you have done. These are the questions I asked you. This is what's happened. You have a mental problem with this. Do you accept it? Okay, I have accepted it. Then the wife is happy, then the children are happy, my father is accepted. He's taking the necessary treatment for it. Same way, we should accept we have a problem. This is a problem when inside the material world, people don't accept God, don't accept they have a problem. So Krishna himself has a problem with you. You don't accept the reality, I am the reality. He's telling, and you don't accept it. No, not you. I am the God. He's going around talking like that. It's real mad. Actually, if you look at it in terms of Bhagavad Gita, everybody is mad in the world. Everybody is crazy. But we don't talk about it. Amongst crazy people, they don't say you are crazy, I am crazy. No. Only thing we can say, you are a little more crazy than me. I am less crazy than you. But everybody is mad. Because they are driven by the modes of material nature. Pramada is mentioned. Nunam pramatta kurute yad indriya pritaya apranoti maya sukhaya bharam udbhagato vimodhan. Very strong words are used in the Bhagavad to describe the people who are in illusion and they don't care to look into it. It's a big sickness. It's a big sickness. And nobody cares about it. See, today morning I was walking, I was seeing so many people walking with shoes and this thing. And some people running. There was a lady, a boy is riding a small two cycle and she's running along with her son. Everybody is running, everybody wants to remain fit. They go to the gym. I went past the games place, the big gym there, playing games, gym, everything. All sorts of people inside are lifting weights. I can hear a big thing falling, the weights, and people playing badminton and everything. In the early morning, everybody, why? I want to be physically fit. Why? I want to enjoy life. I don't want to have sickness. I want to be physically fit. But my dear sir, although you do very good physical fitness and build the best of muscles and everything, and you look very good, you will die. This body will finish. So what is the meaning of fitness? Although you may keep your body very good, you may slowly go mad. Here, mental fitness is not looked after. I understood there that people are focusing on material, physical fitness. They are not focusing on their mental fitness and their spiritual fitness. Why am I keeping fit and walking, running, doing all these things? I want to live a long life. But you will die. But here is Bhagavatam telling, practice spiritual fitness, you won't die. What an amazing offer this is. The whole Bhagavad Gita is saying that. You practice spiritual fitness, that everything else will be taken care of itself. You be spiritually fit. Spiritual fitness is called sadhana. Spiritual fitness is called sadhana. Just like you, I want to walk in the morning, so many kilometers, everybody's got this thing on, and some lecture also listening, all these things together I have to do, motivational talk by somebody, and walking and keeping fit, and then I go and take my grass juice, and then I do yoga, and then I will talk to my daughter, then I will tell my wife goodbye, then I'll go to the office and listen to the boss very nicely and work, then I'll get my salary, and then I'm a very successful man. Tamal, you'll die one day. You'll die one day. All that you did to keep fit, finished. But here is Bhagavad Gita telling, chant Hare Krishna. Become associated with Krishna. Manmanabhava madbhaktaha madhyaji mam namaskuru. Become associated with Krishna. These are not ordinary statements. The mind makes these, the mind capable of mundanizing everything and throwing it down. You must act on this very simply. Okay, I will walk also. I will also chant Hare Krishna while walking. At least at that time. I don't have time otherwise. But let me take a counter in my hand, let me take a japamala in my hand and chant. That's the next best way of chanting. Otherwise, I go back home, I also worship the Lord. I remain spiritually fit by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Bhagavad. For my physical fitness I do, for my spiritual fitness also I do, equally. That is a balanced life. It's a good life. So here, Narada Muni is advising Vyasadeva, you do something for them. See, so many people are thinking about our good. And we did not even acknowledge them in our life. Narada Muni telling Vyasadeva, and Vyasadeva thinking about people in the Kali Yuga and feeling compassion for them, and then writing the whole Bhagavatam. These are not just stories. Just imagine, why should Vyasadeva be worried about me? If I am sitting here, I don't the least care. Vyasadeva, yaar, I don't know him. Who's the guy? Who's the guy? I don't know him. But he has thought about you. Do you know that? He has thought about you. And for your sake he has written this. And your sake he has gone and done severe austerities and penances and meditated and got a solution from the Lord. And under the guidance of the Lord and his great devotee, he has written this whole Bhagavatam. Lokasya ajanato chakre shatvat samhita. He has written, taken pains and written. Then come in the line, so many acharyas have explained that. And Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada has written for the people of this world at this time and place. You may have no relationship because you are an idiot anyway. Inside the material world you are an illusion and you think I am great. So in the eyes of the great acharyas, he is like that only, don't worry about what he says. A madman when he talks, you should not worry about it. Nobody takes seriously what a madman talks. Because I know you are a madman. So I cannot take seriously what you say. But amongst madmen, each one of them will fight with each other. Why did you say like? I mean, because one madman against other madman. But people who are not mad can see, don't take any of those things. Anybody is wrong. Nobody is right to you. Nothing to take serious about. So Vyasadeva, in spite of you speaking against him, or speaking against the scripture, against God and everything, they unconditionally do seva for you. This is what you must appreciate. Prabhupada, who has ever asked him to go all over the world and preach? What is he getting? He got any extra commission? Did he get any name, fame? Did he get anything? Nothing. Nothing. Zero. So many ungrateful people. Some people even attacked him physically and spoke against him. Everything. He just went and did his duty. People need it. They don't know. They're all mad fellows. Crazy fellows. But I must do good for them. Come here, read some prasadam. Hear the kirtan. Here, take this book, read it. Go and distribute it. Engage you in devotional service. And over a long period of time, I said, oh my gosh, this man is doing these things for me. And I didn't bother at all. You wake up slowly. It's like whatever you may do, you may kick your mother, you may spit on her, you may pass urine on her lap. She will clean everything and put you back nicely. She's not taking seriously anything you do because you're a child. You don't know. You don't know. And she has love for you. And all these things don't figure inside. Her love does not get damaged because you passed urine. You're not thinking like that at all. In the same way, the Lord and His devotees all are Vishala Buddhi. Vyasa is described as one who has broad intelligence. Very broad, can accommodate everybody's inconsistency. So we are always grateful to such personalities. Vishala Buddhi, great understanding. Saint means a person who doesn't take your material things seriously, but tries to benefit you in spite of that. Because of those people, like Vyasadeva, and all of these great personalities, Swami Manu speaking here, Dhruva, all of them, we are getting benefit. That's why we saw in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, he is offering prayers to all of them first, even before he offers to God. Vande Guru Bhaktani Shavatarakan, all my preceptors who have contributed to me becoming a little sensible in life. I must show my gratefulness to all of them. Because of their efforts, some way or the other, I came across Krishna consciousness and I got maintained. This is definitely the hand of the Lord. And I always want to remain safe. In this way, a devotee, although he is inside this world, under the three modes, his operations going on, he remains safe. He remains safe. That you can be inside the jail and still not be off the jail. You can be inside the jail and not be off the jail. You can be in the world but not off the world. In this way, devotee, iha yasya harayadase, karmana manasa nira nikilashva vyavastasu, jivan mukta sa uchyate. Jivan mukta. He is inside the world but he is liberated. In this way, those type of devotees, they are the ones who are doing good to us. And we are following their instruction and order. You can get out of this jail. You can actually, this is the only way. So, it is mentioned here that situating yourself in sattvika guna, sthitam sattve prasiddhavi, is the first effort. That requires a little energy from your side. Getting up early in the morning, attending Mangalarati, chanting Hare Krishna, worshipping Krishna, reading the Bhagavad, and then the rest of the day you have 101 things to do. First, to get strength to face all these things, you must catch the Sattvika Guna in the morning, you must worship the Lord and everything. And in the night you can gratefully thank the Lord that by your mercy I passed one day somehow, thinking of you, serving you, doing my duties. In this way, every day in the life of a devotee, he remains very grateful. That gratefulness, that makes him live a very rich life. It remains grateful to all his preceptors, to the Lord, and to everybody else down the line. Every small person who is doing something for me, even if he is not somebody great, he is valuable to me. Yeah? And we should show our gratefulness. Gratefulness, many great psychologists have found, the feeling of gratefulness makes you feel happy. They say one of the reasons for you feeling happy is that you're grateful. That sense of gratefulness. In the material world, somehow or the other, by the influence of Maya, you always become ungrateful. You don't appreciate. It's very easy to be ungrateful and non-appreciative. It takes a little spiritual insight to be appreciative and grateful. So every day if you show your gratefulness to the Lord, gratefulness to Srila Prabhupada, gratefulness to Vaishnavas and Guru, gratefulness to other people who are helping you, it actually helps you. It actually helps you. These are all the things you will see in the Srimad Bhagavatam, especially in the Chaitanya Charitamrita also. How Lord Chaitanya becomes very, very deeply attached to his devotees, and he offers himself in gratefulness to them. That since your devotional service is so pure, I offer myself to you. In this way, Krishna offers himself to his devotees, and they control him. Yashodamai controls Krishna. And that is enjoyed by Krishna, Prabhupada says. That I am being controlled by Yashoda. That she is actually holding my ears. How do you steal the butter? And he is enjoying it. Prabhupada gave a worldly example. He said, even in the material world, he said, kings, they had a joker amongst the ministers. It's called Asthana Vigata Kavi, in technical terms. He is residing Vigata Kavi, like Birbal and Akbar and all that. Boldly they will say things to the king will accept it. And so Prabhupada explained about Gopal Ban. He was a joker and Asthana Vigata Kavi, the king. And the king used to simply tease him like that. So once the king asked him immediately and put a tape and measured for a distance from him to the king and said 3 feet. The king started laughing and accepted Gopal Ban's joke. He said, there's only 3 feet difference between me and an ass. And you are the ass. You're worse than me actually. He just measured quickly, so quick-witted. And Prabhupada said, and the king enjoyed it, the joke. Everybody enjoyed it. But it is at his expense. But the king enjoyed the joke, although it is at his expense. The same way Prabhupada explained that the Lord is controlled by Yashoda. He is the controller of all the controllers. Everything. But he is enjoying that one simple lady in the village. My mother, Yashoda, actually, I'll finish you. Don't go to anybody else and steal, but I'm not. I'm very sorry, I'm not doing it. And he started crying. Gopya dade tvai kritagasi dhamatava yate dashashu karilanjana sampramaksham vaktram viniya bhavabhavanaya stitasya samam vimohayati bhirapi yad bhiveti. Bhirapi yad bhiveti. Fear personified is afraid of you, and you are afraid of Mother Yashoda. How can I understand this? Kunti Devi says, how can I understand this? Yes, you cannot understand. That is the nature of love. That the Lord is overcome by the love of his devotee, and he submits himself to his devotee. And he enjoys that submission. He enjoys that submission. So a person who is a devotee, he is enjoying a very high level of relationship with the absolute truth. It's not an ordinary casual talk about something and that you can, get some information on. People are actually experiencing this. What is love of God? And that is the highest principle. So here when we read all these Bhagavad and Chaitanya Charitamrita, they are all called Rasika Granthas. They are filled with this personal relationship with the Lord. Even if you talk about the material world and its creation and Maya holding the jivas together, Krishna is involved out of love for you. And Prabhupada says that the Lord does not want to personally chastise you and do this to you. So he says he's employing another agency of Maya and putting under, you look up to him, not, I cannot do it myself. Just like the son is put under, tuition. I don't want to teach him because I'll have to give him a whack or get angry. They want to, better I put him under the tuition teacher and pay the tuition teacher. And look after him well, just do the needful. And go away, I don't want to be there. But it seems the Lord watches that you are handled by Maya and feels bad and suffering. So he comes inside that place. Everything is going all right. Why don't you listen to the teacher properly? Why don't you get out of tuition and come to me? I will directly teach you. But if you come to me, then you are not oriented properly. He feels that he is under the tuition teacher, not me. I should be doing this. He feels that. Prabhupada is saying this in the Bhagavad. That is why he is sending the scripture. That is why he is sending Vaishnavas. That is why he himself is coming. So it's a personal relationship even inside the material world with the Lord. The punishment you are getting is because the Lord's love for you. All these are connected. That is why, although there is description of all these things, you should not be seen isolated from Krishna, from your father. You should see it in relationship with your father. All the three modes of material nature and the suffering of the conditioned souls, everything is something that changes him, repairs him and makes him all right. That's why it's important. That's why we should factor in Krishna. That's all is needed. Om Tat Sat, Jai Shri Prabhupada ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki, Nittai Guru Premanande.